For this exercise, you can use a design that you've created in the Fusion 360 software, or you can use a design from any software. You can simply insert it as a DXF or an SVG file, which is what we're going to do here today. So to begin, we want to go over and drop down the Insert menu and select DXF file. A dialog box will appear on the right side of your screen. Your first step will be to select the plane you want the design to be placed on, and then we click Search for DXF, open the folder, and navigate to the folder on your computer where the design is stored. We'll select the design, click Open, and it will appear on your screen. Now give Fusion a moment to process this, and then you can click OK, and you're all set. The next step is going to be to isolate the letters which we want to have scribed internally from the outside profile. And we'll do this by hovering the mouse over the design. As you hover the mouse over the design, you'll see certain portions highlight in blue. We want to click on the blue portion that we don't want to scribe. In this case, it's going to be the main outer profile, as well as the insides of the letters and the numbers. Once we have them selected, we want to right-click on one of the blue portions. We're going to select Extrude, and we're going to extrude this. We're going to do 1/8 of an inch. And now you'll see it looks three-dimensional, 1/8 of an inch thick. Now that we have this, we want to go up to the top left-hand corner of Fusion 360, and where it says Design, we want to drop down that menu and select Manufacture. Now you need to have a tool set up, a milling tool set up in Fusion 360. The diameter of the tool that you have set up will dictate how wide or far apart your hatch lines are going to be. For this exercise, we're going to select a 1/8 end mill, which we already have set up in Fusion 360. If you don't know how to do that, just let us know and we can make a quick video on that in the future. But with the manufacturing window open, we're going to select 2D Pocket. Once we have 2D Pocket selected, we choose the tool. As I mentioned, we're going to be using a 1/8 end mill for this particular application. Now we choose the geometry, which will basically be the bottom edge of all the letters and numbers in this design. So we'll click on each one of those one by one until we have all of them selected. You have to do the insides of the letters and the numbers as well. And once we have everything selected, we click OK and your toolpath will appear. There it is. What we need to do is right-click on the operation that we just created and a drop-down menu will appear. From that drop-down menu, we want to select Post-Process. The post-processing window will appear. In here, we want to drop down the Post menu and select AutoCAD DXF as our post output. It'll automatically assign a numeric value for a name. You can change that to whatever you like. But the important thing that we want to have selected here is the only cutting checkbox. Put a check mark in that box, and then we can click the Post button. This will output it as a DXF file that you can take to your post processor if you don't use Fusion 360 for that, so you can get it out to your machine and do the scribe work. So we'll open this Fusion generated DXF in CorelDRAW, and it will show you the toolpath that your machine now has to follow to create the interior or hatch lines in your design. We find that using a 1/8 end mill creates the ideal line spacing. However, you can move your lines further apart or make them closer together by setting up different diameter tools in Fusion 360 prior to processing the design. I hope you find this video helpful. If you have any questions, just let us know and we'll be happy to help.